Okay, so this is the second video for experiment 1.9, and putting some more stuff together. Updated the processing code to be more reflective of what's happening here and what's happening here. Again, to review what we've done with the hardware through the past is we have our capacitive sensor, which is now active, being amplified to an oscillator circuit, which currently we still just have one oscillator 555 that's powering these two emitter nodes on the outside here, this guy and this guy, creating a superimposed electromagnetic field that's being sensed by these two independent sensors through this EMF, that's out of frame, EMF detector here through the Teensy 2.0, which is then being fed to my laptop, and so that it can read those EMF values. Now, so what I've done with the processing code is I had to parse the information, so there's two separate values that are separated by some spaces, which became my delimiter. So the EMF code is sending via serial some two values, well, what are intended to be two values, that then processing is reading, is parsing those two values separated by spaces as the two separate nodes, which they are. So if you could see here, there's two dots, two circles that are changing in size. Those are proportional to the strength of the field that the two respective emitters, emitter 1 and emitter 2, I'm sorry, sensor 1 and sensor 2 is sensing. And then this line, it's more of an abstraction. So in other words, it's taking these two values and adding them and then dividing by 2. So in other words, it's the average of these two sensed EMF values to then create the width of that line. So for example, as I increase the electromagnetic field via the capacitive sensing, note that the line then becomes thicker. Well, the circles become thicker technically, and then the line is drawn based on the circles, which in turn are based on the sensor values. So yeah, so this is pretty exciting. Just for documentation purposes, here's my desktop. Let's see if this is hopefully legible. Here are my this is the capacitive sensing that's running through my other Arduino, and now I'm getting closer, away, and again, these are arbitrary values, closer, away. The first value is the time it takes for the code to be able, or the two pins to be able to I believe equal each other, and then the second value is actually what the proportional value is. So that's pretty much it for this step. The next step will be to add another capacitive sensor, independent capacitive sensor, that will then use this other 555 that I already have set up, so that it can be independent. So in other words, the two capacitive sensors will have two independent oscillators that will then power these emitters independently, so that they can behave independent of one another, just as these sensors are sensing independently. So that's the next step. Just to show one last time. So hopefully these numbers down here are legible too. All right, that's it for now.